What up? I feel like all I'm doing is vlogging, but that's fine. Good morning, and we are here reading Lady Midnight. This is book one in the Dark Artifices series. The Dark Artifices series is set just after, I don't know, it's set after the Mortal Instruments, and I've just come off the Mortal Instruments. I've just read some of the short story compendiums. I'm ready to start this. I am ready to get introduced to the world of the Blackthorns and the Carstairs. I'm ready, and I'm so excited about it. This story follows... I don't really know anything it follows. But as far as I'm aware, the only thing I know about the Dark Artifices is that it follows Emma Carstairs and Julian Blackthorn, who are Parabatai. They are best friends, and Parabatai are not allowed to fall in love, but the two of them do fall in love. That is literally all I know, and I'm ready. I am invested in the relationship already. I love them, and I'm invested in the story. This trilogy is supposed to be amazing. I am ready. I am excited. You don't get it. If you've read this, you're here. If not, I want to give you a quick disclaimer. This book is, and this vlog in general, they're all going to be spoiler filled. So if you don't want any spoilers, if you have not read this yet, or you have not read the Infernal Devices, the Mortal Instruments, any of the short story compendiums that I've read already, so Bane Chronicles, Codex, Shadowhunter Academy, don't watch this, because I will spoil everything, because that's what I do with these vlogs. I like going into a full in-depth discussion about spoilers, about things I have, theories, and things that have happened. I like doing that, and I'm going to continue to do that. So, disclaimer, if you have not watched any of my other ones, or if you have not read the books yet, do not watch this vlog. Pop me in your watch later, come back when you have completed that. Alright, disclaimer over. If you are still here, it means you have read Lady Midnight, and you're excited to join me on the spoiler filled. That is a stunning cover. Let's talk about that. How stunning is this cover? I love it. I'm really excited. Okay, this is a new series, so I want to read the blurb out just so I have an understanding of what's going on. So it's, in a kingdom by the sea, in a secret world where half-angel warriors are sworn to fight demons, Parabatai is a sacred word. A Parabatai is your partner in battle. A Parabatai is your best friend. Parabatai can be everything to each other, but they can never fall in love. Emma Carstairs is a warrior, a Shadowhunter. She lives for battle. Alongside her Parabatai, Julian Blackthorn, she patrols Los Angeles, where vampires party on the Sunset Strip and fairies, the most powerful of supernatural creatures, teeter on the edge of war with Shadowhunters. When the bodies of humans and fairies are found murdered in the same way Emma's parents were when she were a child, an uneasy alliance is formed. This is Emma's chance for revenge and Julian's chance to get back his brother Mark, who is being held by the fairy courts. All they have to do is solve the murders within 2 weeks, and before the murderer targets them. Their search takes Emma from the sea caves full of sorcery to a dark lottery where death is dispensed. Each clue she unravels uncovers more secrets. What has Julian been hiding from her all of these years? Why does Shadowhunter law forbid Parabatai to fall in love? Who really killed her parents? And can she bear to know the truth? Oh, well, this is exciting. This sounds different. It doesn't sound like a Shadowhunter book. So this is interesting. I'm really excited to read it because it sounds like it's going to involve the Shadowhunter stuff, but it sounds a lot more about, rather than the world and the battles and things like that, it sounds a lot more about relationships and friendships and family and solving. It sounds more like a mystery, which sounds really interesting. So I'm really excited. This is a long introduction, and I really do apologise. Just so you know, I ordered some Dark Artifices bookmarks because my friend Jade got me these stunning Mortal Instruments ones, and I got obsessed. I've ordered the Dark Artifices, I've ordered the Infernal Devices, and they haven't shown up yet, and I wanted them to show up for this vlog, but they've not. So for now, I'm going to be using a Clary bookmark to mark where I get in the book. That's a shame, but hey ho. They will hopefully be here in time for Lord of Shadows. Alright, so I'm going to sign out. I will see you guys when I have something to say. And I am so excited to read. Hey guys, I just thought I would give you a quick update. I've read the prologue and I'm nearly finished on chapter 1. I'm taking it very slow. I'm not really in a reading mood. Not happy about it. I want to be in a reading mood, but I'm just not. And the chapters are long and I don't love it. But I'm really liking the book. I've realised that this book, I knew it was set after the Mortal Instruments, but I thought it was going to be set a few months after, a year after, something like that. And it's actually set 5 years after, or 6 years after. So these characters that I thought I really understood and I knew and I liked in the Mortal Instruments are really different now. And it's so strange. So I'm taking it a bit slow because I want to really try and learn to like these characters and learn who they are and what they're like, because at the moment it's just very confusing. I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about them. But it's positive, I am enjoying it, I'm liking it, I'm liking meeting the new characters, I'm interested to see the effects of the war and how it's gone a few years down the line, so I am really enjoying it. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys to let you know that it is going a bit slow, and I'm not sure where I'm standing with, I've never met Julian yet, but Emma is so different to the Emma that I met in City of Heavenly Fire, so it's really strange. But yeah, that is it. I will update you guys when I have more to say. Just wanted to update you now with that. I am not liking Emma Carstairs. I just don't like her. It feels like very forced, trying to be funny, not funny jokes, and yeah, not a big fan.
Oh my god. I mean, happy Boxing Day, by the way. Oh my god. I have not been reading this book for a long time. I don't think I read anything on Christmas Eve. Didn't read anything Christmas Day. So it's been a few days. I decided to come back to this book today because I don't know why, I was just really in a reading mood. So I picked this up, started binging. I was like, go, 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 go. And I've just got to the part. The fairies have just come. They said, we will give you all of this information. We want you to find out who this killer is. Find out for us. We need to know. All the Shadowhunters were like, whoa, whoa, we don't do that. Don't tell us what to do. Why would we help you like that? We're forbidden. We can't. Then the fairies bring out the big guns. If they do it. If the Shadowhunters, if the Blackthorns find out who the killer is and let the fairies have them so they can be tried for the murders of fairies, they can have Mark back. Didn't see it coming. Shooketh. Absolutely shooketh. Loving this. Loving it now. I really struggled to get into it. Think I was just not in the mood. Now I'm into it. I'm feeling it. It's very different to normal Shadowhunters. I'm feeling as though this one's definitely more mystery than it is the fantasy element. But I suppose with the Infernal Devices, it was very much finding out who the Magister was. With the Mortal Instruments, it was Valentine, then Sebastian. So this one, it's not so much battling a big bad, it's just more of a mystery of who is it and find out who the big bad is. And maybe in book 2, if we find out who the big bad is, it'll be something like that. I don't know. So it's been different, but I've actually really started enjoying it, which is great because I was really worried about it to start off with. I'm starting to feel as though some things are a little bit cheesy. Like, there was a scene where there was with that guy, oh, how have I forgot his name? Malcolm, the Warlock. And there was a scene where he was there, and then Julian was like, no, we're taking a break, have pizza. And then he was like, I don't care if you're the Warlock of all of Los Angeles, sit your butt down and eat pizza. And I was just like, ugh. It's like the total crap you see in, like, kids shows where they have to do that, and it's always cheesy and funny, and not a fan. But other than the cheese, it's actually quite interesting, and I'm really excited. It's starting to feel a little bit ill. Don't understand why, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna keep reading, and I'm very excited.
I never even considered this before, but Malcolm Fade, who's the Warlock in this, like him, I really do. But if you think he's going to be replacing Magnus, I will not be pleased. So Magnus better make an appearance or I will be mad.
Magnus has arrived. That makes me happy.
So at the moment we're getting to see a bit of the awkwardness that can come with Parabatai. Like, in terms of Livy and Tiberius,
Livy wants to be Ty's parabatai because they're twins. They know they'll do anything for each other anyway, and they always say it's a bond that's stronger than any sort of friendship. So they are natural parabatai. So making that ritual shouldn't be anything. And Livy's really trying to pioneer to get that. And Tiberius is actually saying, "No, I don't want that. I'm your twin. I will do anything for you anyway. I don't want to do a ritual to prove it." And it's really interesting to see that side of it because you always hear about parabatai and they're all, we have this connection, we'll do this for each other always, we'll always be there. And it makes you think, is there times where someone says, "I want to be your parabatai," and then the other person's like, "No, sorry, don't really want that." Because that's really interesting, and it just keeps making me think, well, what would you do in that situation? Because if you feel as though you found your parabatai and then they're saying no, it's not like you could just go and find another. So you're just kind of stuck to deal with that consequence, and I find that really strange but really interesting. Ooh, I enjoy that. But the way they're talking about it is very much like Livy saying the best thing about having a parabatai is that you put your life on the line for the other person, knowing that there's someone who will potentially damage themselves or kill themselves just to save you. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't focus on that bit, love. Like, is that why she wants it? Does she want her brother to die for her? Because then again, it could also be the other way if she's trying to prove she would die for him. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's interesting to see the new dynamic of parabatai. Because another thing I've noticed, considering they keep saying, "Oh, parabatai is one of the rarest things you can have," everyone seems to be parabatai. Like Jason Alec were parabatai, Simon and Clary are now parabatai, Valentine and Luke were parabatai, then Robert Lightwood and Michael Wayland were parabatai, Will and Jem were parabatai, and then in this, Emma and Julian are parabatai. I'm like, everyone's parabatai, considering it was meant to be this rare thing, and it says the majority of people never find their parabatai. Well, everyone seems to be. Like, chill out. If you want it to be rare, make it a rare occasion. Because I swear to God, if I read the Chain of Gold series now and there's another parabatai, then I'm just like, really? Does that have to be the case? Anyway, I'm digressing from the point. Parabatai's strange. I'm not sure how I feel about it. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God, Julian is hurt. Then we got Christina and Mark. They're so cute. So much is happening. I love Ty. Everything is going great. But tense. And I don't know how I feel. I really like all these characters right now. Mark, I'm a little bit like, oh, can we trust him? Can we not trust him? Is he backstabbing them? Is that right? Yeah. But I don't think that's. Oh my God, there's literally so much fluff everywhere from this hoodie. But I do trust him. It's not a case if I don't. I'm just a bit like, oh, is he gonna choose to go back and ruin everything? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. Love Christina. Emma is not annoying now. She annoyed me so much at the start. She was just like, well, Julian kind of said, like, they're parabatai and she just doesn't care. She doesn't seem to realise that if she dies or gets herself hurt, that will hurt him. And she was acting selfishly because she wanted revenge. And it was understandable but frustrating so much. And I can see a likability coming from her now, and I like that. Ty, I absolutely adore the kid. Livy, I think she's a really, really good character. I'd like to see a little bit more from her at the moment. Her and Drusilla are falling a little bit flat. Not really flat. Like, I really love them, but Ty just seems like such a more well-rounded and developed character than Livy, Drew, and Tavi are at the moment. So I really love seeing Ty. I want to see more of him, whereas I should want to see more of them all. And the other three, I'm just like, fine. Like, I don't really care. But I do like them. I just want more from them. absolutely love Diana. She is perfection in my eyes. I miss Malcolm, which is strange because I was like, he don't get to take over Magnus, but we've had a bit of a Magnus introduction. Then he left. I'm like, is that all we're getting from Magnus? I don't know. But I really like Malcolm. I want to see more of him. So overall, I'm really happy with everything. I'm really liking it. It's missing something, if I'm honest. It doesn't feel like the Shadowhunter books. But maybe that's just because it's a new series, it's a new trilogy. We have to get used to the world and the people. We have to get used to this. Oh, sorry, hello. We have to get used to this new storyline. Like, there is so much that we need to get used to now. Maybe that's why it's not feeling Shadowhunter-y enough for me. But I'm definitely getting, like, murder mystery vibes. I'm getting a dark vibe. I'm just not getting Shadowhunters, you know? But we don't even have a villain yet. Like, we've not even got a big bad villain yet, which is frustrating. But it's... I think that's what it's going to be like. I'm not even going to stress about it. I'm going along for the ride and enjoying it. I feel as though once we find out who the villain is, then they have something to work towards. Whereas right now, it's just trying to find out who the killer is and find out what's happening. And I'm just like, okay, I'm excited about it. But can we get on with it, you know? So that's how I'm feeling. But I am happy. Don't know what I'm thinking of ratings at the moment. Not so much in terms of theories. Arthur, not sure where I stand on him. I think there's more to come from him. Not too much. I don't know. I really don't know where I stand. No theories, no ideas. I don't know. I'll just have to keep reading, check in. I've just got up to chapter 12, which is page 267. My goal is to get to 300. Hang on, I've put in a little marker space. Chapter 15, which is 342 tonight. I don't know what the likelihood of that is. The minimum I want to get to is 300, but 342 will take me to halfway, or just past halfway. And I would really, really like to get just past halfway. Because I've been reading this book for quite a while now. Didn't do any reading on like the 23rd, 24th, or 25th of December. Read quite a lot, actually, Boxing Day. And now it's the 27th, and I'm reading again still. But because I didn't read for like 3 days over the Christmas period, I feel as though I've been on this book for too long to the point where I'm not happy with my progress. I'm not stressing myself out. I'm not trying to force it, but I'm like, just hurry up, get it done. Like, I don't want to become bored of the story because I've been reading it for so long, you know? So I'm going to keep going. I will try, and I will chat to you guys later. Oh, so Mark and Christina probably aren't happening now. That I did not expect. Hi guys, so I've just got to chapter 14 of Lady Midnight, and I'm feeling some things. I was going to get to chapter 15 for starters, because that is past the halfway point. I did say that I wanted to do that, but it's now past midnight. I'm tired, and Christmas has been a large amount of late nights. So it's time I got an early night, and that is what I'm going to do. I say early, meaning just past midnight as opposed to 4 a.m. So the things I am feeling. I love seeing the Julian rest of the Blackthorn children relationship. Seeing how he cares for them, seeing how he sees himself as a father to these children as opposed to the carer, the brother. Because we get to see him be very conflicted over the fact that he's almost obligated to do this, and it does burden him, and it's not really fair on him. He was always expected to care for them, and then when Mark come back, he thought he'd finally have support and help, and that didn't happen. And we've seen him really go through the ringer with it, but seeing him in this last bit where he was just saying he is so glad that Ty knows that he's loved, and he once had an incident where Tavi was hurt and he thought of him as his baby as opposed to the baby, and like it's precious to read. But then we've got all this mystery now coming about how he survived, because that shouldn't have happened. It should not be possible, and I'm feeling some things, and I'm feeling very intrigued. We still don't have a big bad. I'm presuming we're going to find out who the big bad is by the end, and that's just kind of what I'm waiting for right now. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, it is a lot of fun to read, but it doesn't feel like the Shadowhunters. Like, we're seeing Christina and Emma go shopping, and we're seeing Julian make pancakes for breakfast for these guys and stuff like that. Like, it's not a full Shadowhunter. It's like half Shadowhunter, half teen drama, and it's a bit strange. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just confused because I don't really know how I feel. Do I rate this book based purely on enjoyment, in which case I'm really enjoying it? It's like a 4.5, 5 star. Or do I rate it based on the fact that it's part of the Shadowhunter series? And for me, the Shadowhunters is all about dark and creepy and mysterious and fighting against big villains, the vampire side, the werewolves, the fairies, the demons, and we haven't really gotten any of that. So if I was basing it on that, it'd be still enjoyable, but it'd be more like 3.54. So I don't know where I stand, and I'm very confused because I'm trying to decide whether to rate it purely on enjoyment or based on the fact that it's part of a series and how is it living up compared to the rest of the series. Because right now it is not comparing well. Because although it's great, the Infernal Devices, the Mortal Instruments, the companion novels, they have all been a certain standard of fantasy. They have all had a certain level of regular life mixed in, whereas this has just kind of gone so different, and yeah, I'm very confused about it. I don't want to go on about it too long because obviously things might change by the time I get to the end of the book. But that's just where I'm at the moment. I'm really trying to figure out where I'm at and how I'm feeling about that. But I'm really enjoying the story. I'm really enjoying the characters. I'm just I'm missing that vibe. You know, the Shadowhunter vibe. I'm missing that at the moment. Like that could all change. I just want to point out that could all change. I could end up still voting this book 5 star, even if I voted it purely on or like as a combination of how it mixes well. If I get to the end of this book and think that is the Shadowhunters I wanted to see, then there's a very, very good chance this book could still get 5 stars because I really enjoyed it anyway, and then I got some Shadowhunter qualities, and yeah, I'm confused, but I have been enjoying myself. I'm going to stop for the night and I will carry on in the morning. So I will just update you guys then and I will see you. So hopefully I'll have more. Don't even know. Hopefully I will have some more cohesive thoughts by then as well. Night, guys. There's a lot of tension between Emma and Julian right now. And I'm just kind of sat here like, hurry up. Just do it. Just admit you love each other. And they're not. And I'm stressed. Which I suppose is the point. But I'm stressed. And I don't like it. It's a very stressful time. So this lottery storyline is really giving me like Hunger Games vibes. And I am living for it. I think it's such a cool concept. I'm intrigued to see where this goes. So it looks like our big bad is going to be the Guardian. Is that what it's called? The guy that runs the lottery. And so it could be a man, it could be a woman. And there's a part of me that feels as though this shrouded mystery around who the Guardian is, even at this point, means that it's going to be someone we know, which I'm interested to see, because I have absolutely no theories. Could be Rook. That's my feeling. It could be Johnny Rook. Don't really know anything further, but he's where I'm feeling right now. I just don't think we've met any other characters unless it's someone within the Institute, like Arthur or Diana. Then I don't know. Unless it's Malcolm, but I can't see that. So my bet is Johnny Rock right now. It's going to be like a Magister situation where the person that we're gaining the information from is actually the person, but pretending. That's kind of what I'm feeling. It's going to be him. I'm intrigued. And I'm really liking it. So it's picking up. It's getting better. I'm not sure what we're going to do about this whole thing, though, because we have... I'm assuming if the Guardian is the big villain of the trilogy, we have that storyline. But then we also have the Emma and Julian falling in love Parabatai storyline. And I'm like, well, where are we going with that? Are we going to drag both storylines out to all 3 books? Are we going to get a conclusion in one and find out more? Also, I'm really curious about what they're going to do, because I'm assuming with this story it's going to be a case of you can't be together because Parabatai, but you're going to end up together. And if that's the case, then how? When? I'm intrigued. But that's where I'm at. I'm excited to carry on and find out. Now a little bit of saucy moments happening right now, and I'm feeling a little awkward. Oh dear Lord, they did it. Well, I expected them to stop, but no, they went all the way. That was unexpected.
I find Diana to be a very interesting character. Like, she's got an air of mystery about her that I really just want to know about. I can't really explain it, but I need to know more about her. I hope that she continues to develop in this story, and I hope we get more from her. Absolutely. I'm excited. Diana is a top contender for one of my favourite characters.
Oh my God! Diego! I wondered why we kept hearing about him and he never showed up in the story. I was like, why? Now I know why! Oh dear Lord. I feel shooketh. So we are finding out a lot more about these murders. They are really, really interesting. I am invested in this storyline. I want to know what's going to happen. The pace is ramping up now that we're more than halfway through. I'm hooked. I am hooked. Still not getting the Shadowhunter vibe though. I want more. But this is the obvious Shadowhunter vibe of being Shadowhunters. Then there's the demons and the fantasy elements. But it's not giving the vibe, you know? Yeah, the things are all there, but it doesn't mean the vibe is there. Like, it doesn't feel like a Shadowhunter book still, which I'm pretty much deciding, right, that this is not an issue. I don't necessarily mind that it's not necessarily a Shadowhunter book. Quality of this book is 5-star. No question. I really, really enjoyed it. It is an absolute 5-star piece of work. But I keep telling myself it doesn't matter. You really are enjoying it. It's a 5-star thing. But I'm like, but it's not the Shadowhunters. This is just like I'm reading a YA mystery with fantasy. Whereas with the Shadowhunters, I was reading this big, dramatic thing. Like in the Infernal Devices, there were the clockwork things. There were the automatons, the main. All of that was happening. In Mortal Instruments, there was Valentine, there was Jonathan, there was the big wars, there was the battles. There was finding out all of the runes being part of the world. We got to see really all of the demon fights, the werewolves, the vampires. We got so much content. Whereas this, it feels like the Scooby-Doo gang have magical powers. And I'm like, because of that, because it is missing the Shadowhunters element that I am so craving, it can't be a 5-star. But it's the quality is a 5. In terms of this is a Shadowhunter story, I'm getting a 2. Like, that's my stress. So I don't know how that's going to reflect in my overall rating at the ending of the book. Chances are it might affect, but I might just tell myself not to bother with it. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling, though. It is such a good story. I am hooked. I am invested. I need to know. I am thrown by all of the plot developments. But it's not a Shadowhunter book. It's kind of a crucial part. I feel like I'm just going to mention this in every other clip, so I'm just going to keep reading, going to go on, and try and sort through my feelings. So I think after the whipping incident, it's very clear Mark is going to stay with the Blackthorns. I wasn't sure, because I thought if he has that connection with Kieran when he had absolutely nobody, there is a good chance he will choose to go back to Kieran because of that connection. And I'd have even understood, even though the life was bad, being with someone that makes it bearable is worth it. But after what Kieran's just done, Mark ain't going back to them. Unless he is forced, because they can't find the killer and they run out of time, you know, various stipulations, he ain't going back. That was a big turning point. So Malcolm's the Guardian. I did not see that coming. It makes so much sense, though. The fact that he was bringing back this Annabelle Lee who he's in love with. The fact that there were women's clothes and they all thought that the Guardian must be a woman because of that. But it wasn't. It's the person he's bringing back. They have clothes for that person. It makes so much sense. I am absolutely shooketh. But I'm really shooketh that it's Malcolm because I really thought he was going to be like the new Magnus. And now I'm sad. This is tense. This is tense. I am up to chapter 24. There are 27 in here. So there is not long left. But it says the next thing they need is Blackthorn blood. What does that mean? Like, I know what it means, but like, what does that mean? Does that mean a blood sacrifice in a case of pinprick the hand, 1 drop of blood will do it? Or does that mean Blackthorn dead? Annabelle back. What does that mean? I don't know anything. I know Tavi's gone. Malcolm's got Tavi. But they're not going to hurt Tavi. So, I mean, I say that they might hurt Tavi. They could hurt any of them. I don't know how I feel. I'm stressed. Can you tell I'm stressed? I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, I have a prediction. We are here for prediction time. So, prediction. No Blackthorn will die in this book. My prediction is going to be Malcolm needs Blackthorn blood in order to raise Annabelle, who is he in love with. Said that wrong, but hey ho. So in this book, he's going to try and kill Tavi, but he will not succeed. In the next book, in Lord of Shadows, one of them will die. I am aware that in Lord of Shadows, someone dies. I don't know what. I don't know what it relates to. I don't know whether it's an accident or murder or old age. Like, I have no idea. I've got no idea what's going on with that, but I know that someone dies. And I know that... No, I don't know anything. So, my prediction is they'll try and kill Tavi in this book. Malcolm will fail. The next book will be about Malcolm wanting to find someone, get them killed, and it'll all be about the Blackthorns and that institute looking for Malcolm to kill him. But one of the Blackthorns will die, therefore raising Annabelle. And then the third book, it will be about fighting Annabelle because she's bad. That's kind of my prediction, because Lady Midnight, I've got the cover, why am I not showing it you? In my head, this is Emma. This is the moment where she nearly drowned in the book. Lord of Shadows, I don't know, I've not seen the cover of it. I don't know if it's got a person on it. But Queen of Air and Darkness, is a girl in red with black hair. And I think that that is Annabelle. So I think Annabelle is going to be brought back to life in the second book by the death of a blackthorn. And then the third book will be about Annabelle and Malcolm together, and the Institute have to team up and kill them both. In terms of which Blackthorn's going to die, I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's have a think. I'd say not Julian, and I would also say not Mark. I feel like they're two big characters. I don't think Tiberius, because I think he's quite a big player, and I think there's quite a lot of him. I think he has a good storyline and a good character development, so I don't think he'll die. Or if he does die, it definitely won't be in book 2. There's a potential that it'll be Tavi because he's the youngest. It will have a really big emotional impact. But I definitely think Cassandra Clare then runs a risk of it being carbon copy of City of Glass, where Max dies. Like, killing the youngest child. It's just kind of a cop-out for Cassandra Clare. So there's a part of me that thinks it won't be Tavi, but it is possible. So that leaves Livy and Drusilla. I think it could be either of them. I think there's definitely 2 ways they could go with this. I mean, obviously I don't know they're going to kill a Blackthorn, but this is what's happening in my head. This is my theory. This is my prediction. If I was going to say any... See, there's 2 streams. There is... Livy is part of a set. She is Ty's twin. Therefore, really, she's safe. And Drusilla's really just a character on her own. She's the loner, so... I say she's the loner, but she's the one, like, you think of the Blackthorns, it's Emma and Julian, and then it's Ty and Livy, and then Tavi's the youngest. Drusilla's just kind of like that middle one that you forget about. So there's a good chance it could be her. But then it could also be the flip side, and it could be Livy, because she is Ty's twin. It will have such a big emotional impact, the idea of not only losing a sibling, but one of your siblings has lost their twin. So... And that'd be really interesting if she died, because she makes a big deal about wanting to be Ty's parabatai. It'd make a really big emotional impact, because she keeps saying, I would love the idea of someone dying for me, or someone being willing to die for me, having that connection with someone. And maybe because she wants to be Ty's parabatai, is she going to sacrifice herself to save Ty? Oh, that'd be so big and emotional. I don't know how I'm feeling. But anywho, I've been keeping you for a while. I'm very sorry. But that's my theory. That's my prediction. That's what I'm getting from this story. This might all be changed. I might get to the end of this book and Tavi is dead. But that's how I think it's going to go. They'll save Tavi. Blackthorn will die. Book 3 is about Annabelle. So, that's the information I have.
Getting ruined is such a big moment, isn't it? I am feeling tense.
We've gotten to the point where I'm just giving you my random thoughts. I really hope Kieran gets a redemption arc. I actually quite like him. Oh my god, we've just had the Diana fake out, and now she's talking to Malcolm, and I swear to god, if she dies, I will flip my lid. Diana is one of my favourite characters, and the idea of her dying... No, I can't have it. I love her. I don't even know why I love her, but I absolutely love her. She's been nothing but secretive and bitchy, and why do I love her so much? But I do. But if anything happens to her, I'm going to go so mad. I'm not having anything happen to her. I'm not. So right now, I have to admit that I'm a little bit confused. Because Malcolm's dead, so my prediction isn't going to be correct. My prediction that Malcolm was going to try in book 2 and succeed to get Blackthorn blood, and this not come true. So now I don't know what's going to happen. I have a little bit of a prediction again, though, about the whole Parabatai thing. So I have two slight predictions. One that I think is less likely is that they'll do
a Clary Jace situation where in book 3, Emma or Julian will die and get brought back to life. Because I remember in the Infernal Devices, when Jem died, it severed the Parabatai bond. Even though Jem was still alive, his Parabatai bond is gone because he died. Oh no, that didn't work. Did that work? I'm confused because... No, now I'm thinking about it, that probably wouldn't work because Alec and Jace didn't. Jace died and got brought back to life, but his Parabatai bond was still strong. So no, that one is very less likely to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen at all now I've thought about it. The second one is that there is a reason. Malcolm's mentioned that they don't allow Parabatai to fall in love for a reason. Now, my second theory is that that reason is a Parabatai love is so much stronger than Parabatai. It will be very strong because it reminds me very much of earlier when Julian nearly died and Emma healed him and Malcolm said that should not have happened. He should be dead. No matter what, he should be dead. And now it's making me think, because they're Parabatai and because they're in love, does that make their bond stronger? And the Clave don't like that. They don't want them to be too strong, because then if they're too strong, they're not manageable. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's my thought of the Parabatai thing, and eventually Emma and Julian are going to change that law. They're going to fall in love, they're going to battle the Clave, they're going to reveal the truth about why this is the law, and then when people find out that it's against the law because the Clave want to control everyone, people will revolt, and therefore Emma and Julian will be allowed together. There is also the third option that Emma and Julian are just going to end up with completely separate people. Emma could end up with, I don't know, someone else. Julian could end up with, like, Christina. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be maybe Christina and Diego stay together, because I like Diego more than I did when it came on. What am I talking about? Stop talking about all this. You was talking about the theory. That's my Parabatai theory. I will give you my thoughts and feelings at the end of the book. I am on chapter what? I'm on chapter 26. There are 27. So I've got 2 chapters left. I'm excited to get to the end.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kit is Christopher Herondale? Since when? Like, when did this happen? Is he the lost Herondale we had in the story? In the Shadowhunter Academy? Like, has it been passed down, the Herondale name, the site? Because he is come from the lost Herondale. Oh, I like it. This is dramatic. This was unexpected. The shock. Your handheld, so this is my thumb. Sorry. This is tense. This is too much for me right now. I've got 20 pages left. I'll be back. Right, I have a few things to say to start off with. First of all, 1-page epilogue. That I can get on board with, Cassie. Do that more. Second of all, what do I have to say? Annabelle's alive, apparently. She's just come back to life, so what the hell's happening now? Is she our antagonist? What's the deal? I don't know what's happening. Like, I've never been able to kind of like predict what's going to happen, and now I'm really, really scared because I'm like, you know, in the Mortal Instruments, I knew kind of what was going to happen. I had theories on where the Valentine thing was going to go. Same with the second half of the Mortal Instruments. With the Infernal Devices, it was the Mort Main thing. Yeah, I didn't kind of predict who Mort Main was, but when we found out, I was like, right, so it'll do this, this'll happen, this'll happen, this'll happen, this is what I'm predicting. Now I just have no idea. I am so confused, so hooked. I cannot wait to carry on. I'm really, really excited. I need to read Lord of Shadows soon because I need to know. Thirdly, finding out why they can't fall in love as Parabatai. I know I made a prediction. That prediction is kind of wrong because it is not just down to the Clave wanting control. It is literally now magic. If this happens, they will turn into monsters. And I'm like, shiz, now what? Because I don't know where they can go from there. How do they change magic? I'm assuming they're going to change it. I'm assuming they're always going to be together. But like, how is this going to work? Where do we go from here? And she's asking Mark to date her secretly, but not secretly because she wants everyone to know, just so Julian will get over her. And I'm like, oh, Emma, this is going to break him, but I understand. There's nothing worse than when you understand motivations that are bad. The end of this book has really, really shaken me. Because I don't know where we're going from here. I don't know what to expect. I don't know where we're going. I am lost for words. It's dramatic. It's a dramatic time. But I will say, this book, I loved it. I said it didn't really have the Shadowhunters vibes. That did improve towards the end. I think what I was missing from it was like werewolves and vampires. Like, I know we had a vampire kind of pop in every now and again, but other than the demons towards the end, there wasn't really any demons or warlocks or anything. It was just Shadowhunters getting to know each other, us learning about them. And I didn't like that as much. Like, I really enjoyed it because I loved the story and everything, but it didn't feel like the Shadowhunter world to me. But I will say I did love the story. I was hooked. As soon as I hit the halfway point, as expected, things sped up, things took a turn. I was hooked, and I really, really love the story to the point where it is a 5-star story. In terms of being a Shadowhunter book, it improved later on. But I keep thinking, oh, well, if the Shadowhunter story was like a 3 maybe, and the fact that it was a good story was a 5, 4-star, and then I keep thinking, no. It deserves a lot more. I debated a 4.5, and 4.5 kind of sits right. But so does a 5-star, because I think I'd give it a 4.5 because it was lacking the Shadowhunter element. But the story was so good, it deserves a 5-star. So I think I'm going to give it a 5-star rating. I'm happy with it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I had a few issues at the start, so please take that into consideration. But for me, even though I had the Shadowhunter issues, it didn't really feel like the Shadowhunters, blah, 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 I still loved it. I still loved the story anyway. It was just missing that element for me. So when I get to the end, and now I've got that Shadowhunter element, I know it's going to continue. We finally got an answer to the Lost Herondale from Shadowhunter Academy, which I'm really happy about. Like, now that I've got to the end, I'm realizing that even though, yes, I was missing that bit earlier, it didn't stop me loving this story. And it needs a 5-star rating for that. So, 5-star. Very excited to move on to Lord of Shadows. Very scared to move on to Lord of Shadows. Because I have no idea where this is going to go. I know where this is going to go in terms of it's going to break Julian's heart. Mark and Emma are going to pretend to be together. It'll cause problems. We know that's going to happen. In terms of plot, now Annabelle's alive, where do we go from here? What is Diana hiding? Who is going to die? Because I don't know who, but I know someone dies in the next book, and I'm not happy about it. Will we get more Magnus? Because Magnus did not really show up much. And does this mean we will get more of Jem and Tessa? Because I loved seeing them. So many questions. This also means Kit might be a Shadowhunter. He said he's not sure yet. But if he chooses to stay, which, let's be real, he's probably going to stay. Otherwise, it was pointless introducing him as a character. We're going to get Kit. And that's going to be quite interesting because you get to see someone who really didn't know there was a Shadowhunter. They just thought they were a mundane with the site, coming in and learning about it. Sounds like fun. I'm excited. Oh, there's so much. There is so much leading me on to the next book, and I'm desperate. I'm desperate to start. I'm going to start real soon. But that is it from me. Absolute 5-star read. Love this book. Have you read this book? I would hope so, considering I've just spoiled it all for you. If you obviously have read this book and you want to see more, please feel free to check out my previous videos if you have not yet seen them. And make sure you keep an eye out for Lord of Shadows when that one comes up, because that will be coming up hopefully very, very shortly. But for now, guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of any of my theories. Let me know what you thought of this book overall, because I would love to hear your opinions on this book. And that is it. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.